All right. Good morning. Good morning. So, this morning we're going to talk about how to get started with investing in stocks. I've been getting a lot of those questions. People asking, how much money do I need, or how do I get started, or what do I need to do? And really, it's as simple as just getting started. I tell people all the time that you don't really take anything serious until you start putting your own money in it. If you don't start investing or taking some form of risk, you'll never take it serious. So the key is to get started. So, say for instance, what do you have to spare? If you have an extra $100 every pay period, every 2 weeks, put that $100 in there every 2 weeks. After a month, you got $200 in there. I started an account for a friend, with $200 before, and I told them, hey, just make sure you add $200 every time you get a chance. Even if you can only add $200 every month, that's good. Because over a year, you got 52 weeks, you split that in half. Let's do the math on this, right? I like to do math. So you got $100 every 2 weeks, right? You got 52 weeks. Let me clear my thing out. Clear it out. So okay, that's $100 every 2 weeks. That's $2,600 at the end of the year, maybe investing. And sometimes you looking to get 6%, 8% on whatever you're trying to make. So if you can get that, that's an extra $156. And that's on the low side, extra 6%. The key is to get started. So you want to invest in stocks, you want to invest in options or whatever. So always make sure you're learning, but also while you learning, keep throwing money in. So I use Robinhood, I use Webull, I use Coinbase, I use all the different platforms. So there's no one right way, right? It's just how to get started is to get started. Start putting your money in it. And I know it may make you feel uncomfortable because, hey, some people put it in their minds that if I start investing in the stock market, I'll make a mistake, or maybe I'll do this wrong, or maybe I'll do that wrong. There is no wrong way. The way to start investing in the stock market is just to get started. Start putting money in there. You don't have to do anything with that money. You can treat it like a bank account if you want to. Just put money in. So every time you put money in, you look forward to next time. Okay, hey, I know I want this. You can be doing your research. You can be looking for different things that you want to invest in, down the road. You don't have to put your money in today because the stock game is about being patient anyway. So it's a lot of stocks right now. They're on sale. But in next year, when things start to get better, income taxes start coming, more people start investing, businesses get their kickbacks, they start putting lump sums into these companies, so the stock prices shoot up. And when those prices shoot up, you don't want to buy them while they're high. So if you have your money ready this time next year, you can buy these stocks on sale, make your money in a month, sell them back off, and you can do like the big boys do. You play the rest of the year. You wait around for those discounts. So the key is to just get started. So one of my friends actually just messaged me not long ago, and they were asking me about the different stocks, right? So you have single stocks. That's me investing in a single company. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my Robinhood on my laptop, and what I'll show you is some different single stocks, and I'll show you options, and I'll show you. Really, that's what I can show you. But he asked specifically about stock warrants. So a stock is buying a portion of ownership in a company, right? So that's you saying, hey, I like this company. I think it's going to do well in the future. I want to invest in it. So I'll buy some stock in this company. Company may have 1,000,000 shares of stock, but you bought you 100, and you're looking for your return by them doing well. When they succeed, your money increases, right? You get paid based off their success, and they're using your money to invest and grow. So that's a stock. A stock option is you foresee them doing better or worse. So we have two forms of options. We have call options and we have put options. A call option is saying, hey, I think this stock will increase to this price by this date. A stock put is a put option is saying, hey, I think this stock will decrease to this price by this date. And that also allows you to exercise that option, which means, hey, you can buy those shares at that lower price, or you can sell your shares at that higher price. So you're pretty much saying, hey, this is what I think. You're trying to predict the future of this company. You're either predicting that the company will go up or it'll go down. So those are stock options. You have calls, which means you think the company's stock will increase, and you have put options, which means you think the company's stock will decrease. So the question my buddy specifically asked me about was stock warrants. So warrants are something that you can't buy via a broker. The difference between a stock option and a stock warrant is a stock option is done through a broker. So that's your broker is Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, or whatever company you decide to, put your money with, or whatever company you decide to trade with, Charles Schwab, all of those different stockbrokers. So that you buy stock options from those. But a stock warrant is bought directly from the company. So a stock warrant is saying, hey, I want to buy this many shares of your company by this date at this price. So you cannot buy a stock warrant via Robinhood or Webull or any of that. You're buying stock warrants directly from a company. And that was just the question my buddy asked me, so I'm answering that for him. And I think that pretty much covers getting started. So start putting money in. First of all, pick your broker, whether you want like Robinhood, whether you like Webull, whether you like TD Ameritrade, whether you like Charles Schwab or Coinbase or whatever you pick. So first pick your broker, and then you start adding money. So you add your money and you do your research. You don't have to immediately start investing in some stocks or crypto if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable yet, but at least put your money there. Like I said, we don't start taking things serious until we put our money into it. Many people dreamed of starting a business, but they didn't take that business serious until they start investing in their business. So always start investing. Make this journey to become wealth your business. That's what I'm challenging you to do. Make this your business to get in there. If this is something you want to do, get in it. Get started. Because if you don't get started, it'll never happen. You'll always say, I'll do it tomorrow. There will always be tomorrow. So how much would I put in? It's whatever you want. I mentioned earlier, if you have an extra $50, if you have an extra $100 every time you get paid, that's what you should put in. You start there. You don't have to start big. Now, I'm not saying that if you start with that $100 that you're going to be rich by the end of the year, but you got started. You'll have something to start investing. So say, for instance, you put $100 in there every 2 weeks. So every month you got $200. At the end of that month, you found a company that you really liked and you wanted to invest in. So you invest in that company. At least for that month, you have a company that's going to make you money. Because when you got that. So say, for instance, currently you don't have a stock account. You don't have a broker account. And all you did was you put the extra $100 in the bank. That $100 ain't making you no money, is it? That $100 ain't doing nothing but sitting there. That $200 at the end of the month, how much is it? It's still $200. But if you put that $200 into a company that it's Apple. Many of y'all love Apple. Many of us love Apple. We love Apple products. Okay, I got $200. Why won't I put it in Apple? I buy their phone every year. I could throw that $200 into Apple, and guess what? In that month, they may have only made me $5, but the bank wasn't gonna pay me $5 for my $200. They was gonna use my money, but they weren't gonna pay me for it. So, whatever you have, whatever you can get started with, and the key is consistency. If you wanna be successful at this, you have to be consistent. So you can't say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put $100 in this 2 weeks, but next pay period I'm gonna skip it, even though you got the extra $100. You had the extra $100. You decided not to put it in there because you wanted to get drunk or you wanted to go to the club. Don't do that. Allow yourself to be consistent. Do it for you. Be consistent. So you advise investing over saving. I won't say that because you got to have your emergency fund. You always want to have an emergency fund. So the question was, do I advise investing over saving? You got to have your emergency fund, right? So again, I have a broker. I have $100 in here. I don't have to invest it. I can leave my money in here just like the bank. So now I said sitting it in your bank account, your checking account. Okay, you gonna let it sit there? It's not making you any money, right? What people say all the time, it take money to make money. So if you don't ever use your money to make you no money, what you doing with it? I mean, what are you doing? So no, I do not advise investing over saving. You always need your savings on the side, but you definitely want to keep making money. I mean, you can save for the rest of your life and still never get rich. You can invest and get lucky and make $1 million tomorrow. I wish I could. At least I know we all do. That's just what that's what I'm saying. So always make sure you got your emergency fund now. And I was taught that an emergency fund should be at least 6 months. So if I was to lose my job today, I should be able to survive for the next 6 months. That extra $100 was money that you weren't going to do anything with anyway. At this point, you should already have your emergency money set to the side and ready. Okay? I mean, if you want to put $100, okay, so you make an extra $100, put $50 in your savings. You put $50 in your investment account, and you can let your investment account sit there. You don't have to use that money immediately. You don't have to invest immediately, but you have it. The fact that you put it there means you don't have to wait. When you do find a company that you like, you don't have to wait a week for your money to be approved to actually start investing in this company. You can do it today, and you hope that tomorrow it'll start making you money. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. But yeah, so find you a broker, start investing, and start doing your research, start learning. And like I said, I'll be doing this every day, so we'll be looking for companies that'll be profitable. And right now, a lot of them, they on sale. I won't say on sale, but they going cheaper than they were before. What companies do I invest in? I invest in a lot. Actually, I actually cut out a lot of companies. So what I'll do, I'll show you some of the companies that I invest in if I can find how to turn this camera around. Okay, so turning the camera around, some companies that I invest in. So this is ChargePoint. This is an energy company. This is SoFi. It's a financial company. Yes, Robinhood is a broker. Robinhood is a broker. SoFi is a financial company. Baba, everybody knows Baba. It's the Chinese Amazon. Neo, this is a EV company. PayPal, everybody uses PayPal. We have CrowdStrike. This is security of a company. Tesla, everybody knows Tesla. VTI. So these two, these are my dividend companies. These companies pay me every quarter. So I think VTI pays me about 80-some cents a share, but it also depends on what they're making, their profits, right? Right now everything's down, and MO actually pays me about 80 cents a share. So this is a ETF index fund, so Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, and they actually do me pretty good now. Like I said, I'm not making a lot of money, but they pay me every quarter. So I'm only up $12, which I was up more than that, but they're gonna pay me. So I got 4 shares. I may get $4 just for holding their stock, And MO was actually it's a tobacco company. It's called Altria, and I'm not saying you should invest in them, but they pay me good dividends. So I'm not telling you to go invest in any of these. I'm telling you to do your research. Those are the companies that I'm invested in, and I think if you go do your research, then that would be a good place to start. I do say if you're just starting out, a company like VTI, which is just an ETF who pays dividends, or a company, small companies that pay dividends and can make small increases, I think those are good companies. I think those are good places to start, So if you're just going to sit your money in there, even Apple, how do you know what stocks pay dividends from just looking? So I'll click on VTI again. Let me show you that. Oh, it's hard to see. So here go VTI. When I scroll down, it actually tells you when you click on the company information. So I look at all this company information. So 30-day yield, it should have a dividend value on here, unless I passed it by. Maybe I passed it by. Let me look for it. Price earnings, 30-day yield, open price, 52-week low. So normally, I'll tell you how you normally find it. How do you know what stocks pay dividends? Normally, you come on here and it tells you what % dividend they pay. And for some reason, I can't find it. It looks like something's changed. But these are the companies that VTI invests in, too. So it tells you a lot of good information when you click on the stock. So you see that they're in Microsoft, they're in Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Tesla, Google. You know, Alphabet is Google, so Class A, Class C, Tesla, Meta, which is Facebook, NVIDIA. So VTI is actually a good ETF. And an ETF, so I guess I need to clear that up. An ETF is a grouping of different stock companies. So basically, they invest in a bunch of different companies for you. And when those companies are doing well, then your stock in them does well. So I don't know why it's not showing me the percent dividend on here. But as you see here, I got paid dividends September. I'll be seeing more dividends in December. So this month, I should get some more dividends as another quarter. I don't know. I guess because I'm already invested in them. I will tell you one thing that I do when I look up what company. So if I do want to buy a dividend, they can have this thing. You can Google Dividend Kings. I think it's Dividend Kings. Dividend Kings list. Yep. And it'll tell you the best companies that with dividends, like companies that are giving out the best dividends year over year. And I'll turn it back around again. So Dividend Kings, and these are the different companies that's paying out dividends and consecutive years of dividends. So you see consecutive years of dividend increases. They've been giving dividends for 66 years. These are the companies that's just consistently paying dividends every year. And you see these, it says years. These are years. 66 years they've been paying dividends. Now, they may not pay huge dividends, but say you got 100 shares and they paying you 50 cents a share. That's $50 every quarter that you're making. Extra money. I mean, you know, like I said, you can leave that money in the bank or you can put it into a ETF. You know, allow it to make money for you. So that's what I was going. Any other questions? I think we covered everything. So I told you about single company stocks. We actually ended up talking about ETFs. We talked about stock options. So you have calls and you have put options. We talked about dividends, which is just something else that's good about the stock market, another profitable thing. And we talk about getting started. That's mainly what this was about, getting started. So a broker, and yes, Mike, Robinhood is a broker. And I will say I use Robinhood because it's simple, and I think it helps. It's easy to teach other people because of the help. Webull actually has better technical information on it. TD Ameritrade has better technical information on it. But Robinhood is simple. I mean, it's click and swipe, especially for beginners. So it's really good. But I still use Webull for my technical information. How much do you charge for one-on-one consultations? Currently, I do not do those. But if I needed to, you know, give me a call, inbox me or any of that, and I'll be willing to help. And we can discuss any pricing or fees or time later. Do I have any ebooks I can buy from you? Not currently, I do not. I plan on writing one soon, but I have not done it. How much did I invest when I got started? So I can tell y'all my story. I talked to a friend about this yesterday when I got started. How I got started. I got started in 2016. I was just getting started at Nissan, and I had an intern. This guy named, I cannot remember his name, but he taught me something. So he was telling me about Netflix. He said, man, you should invest in Netflix. And me and one of my other buddies who had just started there too, me and Josh, we were talking about like, yeah, you should invest in Netflix. And we were looking at it like, yeah, that'd be a good investment, but I don't know how Netflix is going to do, you know, with all these other companies coming out. And he was like, well, what about Amazon? Amazon was $700 at the time. I remember because I was like, man, if I had threw some money in it. I remember telling him, I don't have $700 to just let sit to waste. I need my $700 today. I didn't have the money. I thought I didn't have the money. Y'all see what I'm saying? If I'd have been putting that money up, and if I'd have been investing, Amazon worth what? $3,000. Let's see what Amazon worth today. Amazon is currently sitting at $3,383. If I'd have bought 10 shares of Amazon at $700, so let's do the math now. Times 10, that would have been $7,000. So I got 10 shares now. I've spent $7,000 and it's currently sitting at $3,383. That $7,000 would currently be $33,830. My $7,000 with a man. That is triple. Let's see, divided by 7. That's 4,000% I'd have made on that Amazon if I'd invested it back then when that guy told me to. If I'd have done like he told me to, because he told me. He told me, man, you should jump in Amazon. I'd have had $30,000 off $7,000. So that's why I say get started today. That's why we trying to become wealthy. We ain't playing. We trying to get there. We trying to get started. We trying to get it. Got to, tired of being broke. Tired of relying on a job. Me, I am. But hey, I'm just saying we trying to get there. So yeah, I mean, that's how I got started. So I started investing then. I think at that time I wasn't making a whole lot, but I think I just started putting like $200 here, $300 there. Actually, I would actually do my research first. And I'm like, okay, this is a company I want. Then I go put that money in right then, and then I buy the company right there. But again, I learned the hard way. It take 3 days, 5 days when you first start a Robinhood account for your or Webull account for your money to come in. So I would have to wait 3 days to go buy that company. That company would have already increased by $5, $10. So I missed the discount at that point. Sometimes they increase really fast. Sometimes they increase really slow. And that was back in 2016 where, like I said, let me show you. I pulled up Amazon. I pulled up the 5-year chart. So y'all know I ain't lying. $700 Amazon was in January 6, 2017. I was looking at 2016, $760. I started in June of 2016 at Amazon. And look at it. $3,383. I'd have made that bread, man. But again, me being ignorant, not knowing what I know now, I was like, man, I don't have that money to let it sit. But I should have. I should have made that money to let it sit. I should have let that money sit there. Because 5 years now, 5 years. Now, like I said, I just said 10 shares. 10 shares would have made me $33,000. What if I had 100? Now, of course, at $700, we can do the math times 100. That's $70,000, right? But now let's look at that 100 shares now times that $3,083. My $70,000 would have made me $300,000. Yes, it was that's $700 for one share. So what you see here is the price of the stock. $3,383 for one share. Now I will say the good thing is you can buy partial shares. So like right now, if I only got $700, I can click right here. If you click right here, you can select dollars instead of shares. So if you can't afford one share, like I can't afford one share, not yet at least. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say not yet because we speaking this wealth into existence. So if I wanted to buy a partial share, I can sit here and enter $700 is how much I want to spend. And this is the quantity. You see it's a decimal value. That's the quantity that it'll give me. I think Webull currently started doing fractional shares, so that's good, but they weren't doing it before. So I can click review order and boom, it'll buy me those fractional shares. No, I'm not going to buy them right now. No, I don't have any stock in Amazon. I wish I could afford it, but I don't currently have any stock in Amazon. So, yeah. But y'all get what I'm saying? $70,000 5 years ago would have been $338,000 today. If I'd had it. I ain't have it, but the point is just how investing can be a vehicle to becoming wealthy. It's a generational wealth. So let's see. I need to find the company that's growing right now. So what if I only have $250 to put on something that costs $475 a share? So yeah, Mike, I just covered the $275 share. So you can buy a fractional share, Mike. You can buy fractional shares, Mike, if you only have $250 on the share. I need to find a company that's growing right now. So like I said, every day we'll be on here looking. So I'll be going through different companies that I'm invested in. And so I'll show y'all what I have. So currently I have ChargePoint. ChargePoint is that's EV charging cars, charging vehicles. I think that's going to be a hit. And then I told y'all, let's do our research, right? Let's do it. We can do that. ChargePoint. CHPT. Oh, I ain't typing nothing. CHPT stock prediction. ChargePoint we saw was currently $21, right? And it actually ran up. It just came back down. It cooled off. It was at $28. So I had 125 shares. I sold some of those shares and took some profit off the top and only kept 50. So it's predicted to go $30 on the median end and $46 on the high end. We just said that it's currently $21.80, right? So that's a 39% increase. So if you put $100 in there, let's see, $100 times 0.39, it's gonna make you $39 if it hit that spot. So you turn your $100 into $139. That's if, you know. So imagine if you put it in a bigger number. If you spend $1,000 in there, that'll turn your $1,000 into $1,390. So it's just things like that. Would you advise splitting the cost of a share with others? I'm not. What do you mean? I guess because you can. I don't think you can split stocks. So now I say you buy your fractional shares. You know, do invest in companies that you believe in. Everybody may not believe in the companies that you believe in. So, you know, just do your research and things like that. Second case question: could we split the cost of a share with others? Futures. So splitting the cost of a share with others. I won't say I've never done that. I buy what I can afford and I keep it that way. You know, my friends buy what they can afford because when it comes down to profit taking, anytime you try and split something, you know, it's always complicated, you know, when it comes to profit taking. So Mike, futures, I might have to show you that again during the week. So right now it's the weekend. They don't have any future predictions, but futures is what they predict the stock market will do. How they think the stock market is going to do for that day or for the week. Shares $500 for both y'all put in $250 each and own half of it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for me, I wouldn't do that. Again, if you only have $250, put your $250 in there, buy your fraction, and let your friend buy their fraction. Everybody should have their own account. Everybody should have their own account because how can you trust someone else to manage your money? You can't have a shared brokerage account. So, like, say, for instance, you and your sister want to invest in a company together. Y'all can't share a brokerage account. So now you have to trust someone else with your money, whereas you can just go put your $250 in your own account and invest in that company. I mean, why don't you put it together? You can put your $250 in, they can put their $250 in their account, and y'all both still gonna make the same amount of profit. So there really is no point in y'all trying to share or split it, you know. Between the two of y'all still have a whole stock. So yeah. But looking for companies though, again, these are companies that I'm invested in. So ChargePoint, SoFi, these are two companies I think are gonna do really well. Baba, because it's a Chinese company, and Neo because they're Chinese companies and the current delisting fears. So you got FUD, it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I wouldn't really jump in these two yet. So China has been delisting some of their companies, and that means taking it off the U.S. exchange. So they may take Baba off or they may take Neo off. That's just a fear, and it's possible. So people have not been investing in these companies, causing their stock price to drop heavily. So, I mean, but if you're just looking for big plays, I'll be talking about them every day. I'll be trying to get into them every week. I mean, whatever we can find. Whatever I find, I'm going to try and share with y'all. Like I said, this is our journey to become wealthy. So, I mean, we're going to try and do this every day. We're going to try and find some way to make us wealthy. Any other questions? If not, I'm probably going to drop off now. All right. I appreciate y'all coming to watch. I'll be saving this video and sharing it. Tell your friends to follow me. Y'all have a good day. Now I'll stop this. Boom.